Hi everyone, welcome to this video where we're going to take a look at Wet n Wild's brand new Coffee Cat and Ice Cream Bee collections. In this video, I will provide you swatches of the eyeshadows. I will also apply some of them to my eyes and complete a look. Then for the lip products, I will also swatch them and include lip swatches in this video. Then I'll give you a review or first impressions of my thoughts on the quality of the formulas. As always, thank you for being a subscriber, and you can follow Allura Beauty over on Instagram. If you missed the latest video, that was a really in-depth review of a new product launched by Dr. Dennis Gross, which is not quite a cleansing balm, but also not a traditional cleanser, and it is completely oil-free, which is really unique on the market. So if you want to check that out and see if that's a good option for you, then I'll link that video for you in the upper right-hand corner to view. All right, let's get to swatching Wet n Wild's brand new Coffee Cat and Ice Cream Bee collections. So what makes this collection unique is the scented nature of the makeup. In general, I'm not really a huge fan of scented makeup, but I know a lot of people are really excited about the scents that have been added to these products. In part, that is why some of them are sold out in some places, although you can purchase these still, and they are still in stock on Ulta's website, so I will link in the description box below to where you can find it where it's not already sold out. You also can purchase directly through the Wet n Wild website. And of course, make sure you're signed up for Rakuten before you make a purchase online. Otherwise, you will not be getting the advantage of getting cash back on your order when you shop online. So each collection has a 16 pan eyeshadow palette in it and 3 lip glosses. And as you can probably tell, the Coffee Cat collection is more nude type colors, and the Ice Cream Bee is brighter, more vibrant colors. So let's start first with the Coffee Cat collection, which, as the name suggests, is scented like coffee. That applies both to the eyeshadow palette and to the lip glosses. Specifically, let's first start by swatching the Coffee Cat eyeshadow palette. And as I said in the beginning of the video, I will be doing a look utilizing both of these palettes at the end. Wet n Wild's description of this says, "Say as cool as a coffee sipping cool cat with the new Wet n Wild Coffee Cat eyeshadow palette. No kidding around with our 16 perfectly flavored," I don't know why they said flavored, "and customized shades. The Coffee Cat shadow palette is the ultimate top shelf blend. The rich pigments and payoff apply effortlessly with a soft glide finish, so you have the perfect color palette to design your own latte art masterpieces. Our combination of mocha browns, latte nudes, and dark roast pigments in satin, matte, and shimmer finishes will deliver eye looks that will have everyone meowing for more. So cuddle up to a soft and purty look or glow all out with a party of effects." Oh man, those puns. All right. This 16 pan palette retails for $8.99. So here's the packaging, a clear plastic cover, no mirror inside, but for the price you probably wouldn't expect that. You have 16 equally sized square pans, and you have the names of each of the shades on the back. It does say that it is cruelty free, and for the price you get 15 grams or 0.53 ounces of product. It's a snap closure, and here are the shades inside. As I do with all eyeshadow swatches, I will apply these with an eyeshadow brush in the swatches and over a layer of eyeshadow primer and a thin dusting of translucent powder, as I always do. So the first shade is called Cream and Sugar. I do have this light scratch here, so hopefully that's not too distracting. This is a pale kind of cream shade with a matte finish. I'm gonna add a second layer onto that, build up the color there. Shade number 2 is called Rise and Grind. This is a shimmering shade. This is more of a yellow toned cream with a white icy shimmer. Shade number 3 is Make It a Double. And this is, it looks like maybe a satiny shade. No shimmer in it, so in that sense it's matte. This is a medium, slightly peachy toned nudie shade. Next shade is Just Brew It. And this is a metallic finish shade. Wouldn't say it's the most smooth here. You might want to try applying these kinds of shades with your finger. If you tap it, it should be fine too. This is a kind of medium brown, kind of a tanny brown with a metallic finish. It's actually got a taupe tone to it. Shade 5 is Mean Muggin. And this shade is a matte, very warm toned medium brown shade. Next shade is called No Coffee, No Worky. And this is a metallic coppery bronze. Shade number 7 is Espresso Self. This is another very warm toned brown, bordering on peachy rust. Shade 8 is Have the Coffeels. Another very warm toned brown. This is a deeper shade, less peachy. Both of these have matte finishes. Shade number 9 is Don't Give a Frappe. Another matte shade. This is more of a neutral, lighter brown. Next up is Free Refills. Going back to more of a warm toned matte, but this one is more yellow based as opposed to orange or red. Next shade is Your Best Shot. A metallic shade, it's a bit more crumbly. Again, warm toned, but more of a bronzy tone. We're gonna build that up a little bit to even it out. Shade 13 is Hug in a Mug. This one, again, very warm toned. This one's more of a red pink metallic shade. Still in the brown family, but very heavily pinky and rusty. Next up is Cool Beans, which is an interesting name because this is another warm toned brown. Actually, you know what's interesting? On the skin, this doesn't look warm toned. It looks completely neutral, medium brown with a matte or maybe satin finish. But I want you to look at the difference. That's really surprising. Between the pan and this color on my skin, this is so much more red toned, warm toned, and it doesn't come off like that on the skin at all. It's very curious. That hasn't happened with any of the other shades we've swatched so far, where there's a big difference between what it looks like in the pan and how it swatches. Next shade is Caffeine Loading. Finally getting to some cool toned shades here. This is a very gray based, deeper brown with slight silver shimmer in it. And the final shade is Mocha Me Happy. This is another cool toned brown, deep, kind of gray based matte brown. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this first shade here. I'm gonna try to even it out and see if we can get it to look like the other swatches. But I just want you to know, full disclosure, this took about 3 passes. Okay, so there are your 16 Coffee Cat eyeshadow shades. Here's what we got up close. For the most part, I mean, you gotta remember that 16 shades for under $10 is an incredible deal, and the formula I think is definitely worth that based on the swatches we'll see in application. But you know, not all of them are the richest, smoothest, creamiest in formulation, but I would say far more than just decent in terms of quality, color payoff, and swatch application. And actually, let's jump over to the Ice Cream Bee Shadow Palette, and then for the lip glosses, we'll swatch them all together. This is also a 16 pan palette and retails for $8.99. Wet n Wild's description says, I scream, you scream, even our queen bee screams for Wet n Wild's new Ice Cream Bee Shadow Palette. With a deliciously buzzworthy lineup of 16 creamy pastel shades, you'll have all the attention swarming around the amazing looks you'll create with this shadow palette. The buttery smooth formula is comfortable and long lasting, and the rich high payoff pigments blend seamlessly with a soft glide application. The ultra sweet combination of satin, matte, and shimmer finishes will leave everyone melting for more. So chill and indulge in the breathtakingly beautiful looks you'll create that will bring all the busy bee boys to your yard. Once again, a clear snap closure palette with the 16 shades inside and the names on the back, same amount, both cruelty-free palettes. Here are your shades that will be swatched once again, left to right, by row over eyeshadow primer with an eyeshadow brush. All right, shade number 1 is Malt With You. This is a metallic duochrome shade with a frosty white on the base and a blue flash. And I'm gonna add some more and build it up. Shade number 2 is called You Got Soft Served. And this one is like a buttermilk cream. Applies really smoothly, matte finish. Next shade is Waffly Cute. This is a warm toned, very like orangey, dusty orangey based brown. And it has, looks like sparse gold shimmer Shade number 4 is It's Sherbet Day. If you can see in that pan, I don't know if that's a mistake or if that's intentional, where there's kind of streaks of other colors. I guess we'll see what the overall is like in just a second. And this is a metallic, very, very pale gold with creamy white shimmer. Okay, what's funny is that there are some shades marked with this asterisk, 2 of them, and it says they're not for use around the eyes. This says it's a shadow palette. Shadows go on the eyes. So it's very curious to me. So just beware. Shade 5, Anything is Popsicle, one of the ones they say you're not supposed to use around the eyes. And this is a really bright metallic medium pink shade. Shade number 6 is Milkshake It. And this is a metallic silvery pink, silver and pink shimmer in it. Next shade is Lemon Sorbet. And this is another metallic shade. This is a very orangey gold. Shade 8 is Pistachio and Love. And wow, true to the name, this is a super bright metallic pistachio green. Next shade is Brain Freeze. And this is a pastel-y metallic lavender. Next up is Any Given Sunday. And this is a matte shade. It's a very dusty, like dirty rose color, like a clay rose. Next is What's the Scoop? And this is a metallic sherbety orange, like orange-sicle kind of shade. Shade 12 is Mint to Be. Another metallic color. I wouldn't call this a mint. It's kind of an aquamarine metallic shade with a slight duochrome to it. Next is Raisin the Roof, another shade they mark as not for use around the eyes. Again, true to name, this is a medium purple brown, typical of like a artificial raisin color. Next is Love You S'more, and this is another warm, very warm brown. It's like a purpley, reddish metallic brown. Next is The Fudgin' Best. And this is a matte or neutral, medium to deep brown. And last is Black Cherrific. This is a very deep, like charcoaly brown, but it has slightly purple toned, subtle shimmer in it. Hence the Black Cherry name. All right, there are your 16 eyeshadow shades from the Ice Cream Bee palette. Same thoughts in terms of the quality. I mean, again, for the price, very, very, very good. You do have some more flaky, textured shades with those shimmers, and maybe not the most extremely opaque pigmented shades, but honestly, this is a very good showing, in particular given the price point. And you know, brighter shades and pastel shades are typically more difficult to do, and I think they did a very good job here for the $8.99 price tag especially. All right, so let's move on to the lip glosses. There are 3 in the Coffee Cat collection and 3 in the Ice Cream Bee collection. Each of them retails for $2.99. Let's start with the Coffee Cat lip gloss description, which is stay as cool as a coffee sipping cool cat. Available in 3 limited edition shades. All will warm your lips with natural color and super shiny meow factor. Formula is enriched with watermelon seed oil, marula oil, xymenia seed oil, sunflower seed oil, and baobab seed oil to help improve the texture of your lips and keep your pout nourished, supple, and healthy. So settle in and cuddle up to these ultimate pick-me-ups for your pout. Coffee Cat is the perfect energy boost for your lips. If we then go to the Ice Cream Bee lip gloss descriptions, it says the new Wet n Wild Ice Cream Bee lip gloss will keep your buzzy lips glistening as sweetly as ice cream. All will envelop your lips soaks in sumptuous, reflective moisture. The formula is enriched again with those same oils as described before. Go ahead and treat yourself with this brilliant pearl pigmented luster to bring all the busy bee boys to your yard. And oh, beehive. All right, so from the description, it sounds like maybe the ones in the Coffee Cat section are cream and the ones from the Ice Cream Bee ones have shimmer in them, but let's go ahead and see. So for all of them, you have clear tubes so you can see the color inside. The coffee ones are distinguished by their more cafe colored handles and the cats on the design. And the Ice Cream Bee ones have pink handles and the bees for the design. All of them have twist out handles and pinched doe-footed applicators. So this shade is called No Foam O, La Vida Mocha, Deja Brew, Funday Sunday, Saucy Strawberry, and Sprinkled with Love. All right, No Foam O is a medium yellow-based pink. La Vida Mocha is very typical quote-unquote nude shade. Has a slight pink tone to it, but also a gray tone to it. And Deja Brew. It's kind of like a mauve brown. And all of these have a cream finish, no shimmer in them. Then we have Funday Sunday. This is a purpley pink. Saucy Strawberry, which is more typical, but still slightly orange-based, yellow-based, medium-ish pink. And Sprinkled with Love, which is actually sort of similar. It has a slightly more neutral pink tone. It doesn't have the brightness of the prior shade. And these are cream finishes also, it looks like. I don't see any shimmer in them. Okay, so there are your gloss swatches. Very glossy finishes, but a little more sheer in color. So first you will see swatches of the lip gloss. The formula is a little bit gloopy. I wouldn't say it's necessarily super tacky or sticky, but there is a gloopiness to it. Otherwise, they are super moisturizing and they help to nourish the lips. You get that nice shine on the gloss without any shimmer. And the colors are on the more sheer side, with Deja Brew and Saucy Strawberry being more pigmented than the other shades. When it comes to the eyeshadows, I really liked the look that I ended up creating. I did a mixture of shades from the Coffee Cat and the Ice Cream shadow palettes. The mattes blended perfectly fine and pretty easily. The entire look took me a very small amount of time. And that's one of the advantages of maybe perhaps having a little less pigmented shadows, that they're a lot easier to work with, and as long as you can build them up to the color you desire, it's actually a much more pleasant experience to create a look because you're not having to worry about really buffing out a shade to take down the pigmentation. That pistachio shade has such nice vibrancy and color to it. Because of the formulation, the color will fade a little bit after you apply. It doesn't keep that vibrancy for forever when it's applied, but hopefully you can see overall with the final look that the colors are very pretty, the shadows work well, and they look nice on the lids. When it comes to the scent, the Coffee Cat products, both the lip glosses and the eyeshadows, have pretty much the same scent. I guess all of them, even the ice cream sandwich glosses versus the ice cream, not sandwich, the Ice Cream Bee eyeshadow palette, they also have the same scent. But when it comes to the coffee scent, it is a very artificial, I would say more of a chocolate scent trying to be a coffee scent. It is not a, scent of fresh brewed coffee. So if that is what you're expecting, you will be disappointed. I also find the scents for both collections pretty off-putting. I think it's the kind of sickly, sweet, fake nature of the scents, so keep that in mind. And interestingly, I find that the fragrance on the eyeshadows is stronger than the fragrance in the lip glosses. when you apply the lip glosses, you don't really pick up a strong scent to them, and you really have to put your nose to them to intentionally try to figure out what the scent is. The scent that comes off the powders on the eyeshadows is a lot stronger. When it comes to the ice cream scent, again, I don't know that if you were to blind test these that people would say it smells like ice cream. It does smell vaguely like something bakery-ish, but I don't know that I would say dead on ice cream scent. So overall, I think this is a very impressive collection. For $3 for lip glosses and $9 for 16 pounds of eyeshadow, you really can't beat it. Although I will say that compared to the really old school eyeshadow palettes from Wet n Wild, like I think they were called the Comfort Zone eyeshadow palettes, I think those formulas were actually superior. They were not quite as dusty when it comes to the matte shades or powdery, and the metallic shades were significantly more creamy and even pigmented. So even though I think this is absolutely a bargain when it comes to the price point and the amount you get, I don't know that it is necessarily the highest quality that Wet n Wild is capable of given their old school palettes. So please let me know any thoughts that you have in the comment section below. I would love to hear your ideas, and if you've experienced or been able to test out any of these products, what your experience has been with them. I hope this video is helpful to you and that you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next